I'd like to take this time to welcome you to the Empowered Life podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to give you the tools, the skills, the understanding, the knowledge to achieve wellness in every area of your life. And we're not here to tell you what we think or what we feel. We're here to give you life experience, years of going on a wellness journey that has been very beneficial to us. So it is our desire just to take this opportunity and take time out of our life, out of our busy schedules, to share and to give back and to help people navigate this process of health and wellness. I'm your host, Dr. Anthony Chornes. I'm here with my lovely wife, Tawana Chornes. She's a board certified health and wellness coach, and she has been my partner through this whole wellness journey. And as we've grown and as we've learned, we have sought to apply wellness in every area of our lives. And one thing, darling, that I've discovered is that, it was first, what do I need to take or what do I need to do? And as I start working with people as a naturopath, the questions always came, what do you take? Or what do you do? And what I discovered, it wasn't what you take and what you do. I discovered that the core foundation of true success in a wellness journey and acquiring optimal health was the mindset. So I felt that as we initiated this podcast, we needed to focus on 90% of what allows individuals to be successful in a wellness journey. The 10% is herbs and supplements and exercise and all of the areas of wellness that brings us happiness. But at the core of it, at the foundation of it, 90% of it is the mindset. And I realized that what has allowed us to navigate some 20 plus years, I'll say almost 30 years of this journey has been our mindset. And I think people really need to understand, what that mindset is, what is the mindset, how to create that mindset. And I think if they are able to learn that, understand that, and even think in that capacity, it would radically change their whole life in every area of life. Because all is wellness. You remember those years? We were in our 20s, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, man. Is it our 20s? Were there Whole Foods back then?
No.
Was there Trader Joe's? Were there Sprouts?
Only little small mom and pop
health food stores. Yeah. And it was interesting. You had to commute, go out of your way to go to these health food stores. They weren't like on every corner, were they?
No.
But we did it, didn't we? So what would you say, as we talk about this mindset, would you say it was our mindset that helped us, in a time of drought? Now you can go to even your regular grocery stores and pick up healthy, friendly items. You know what I mean? But back then, man, we had to order out of catalogs, and it was, and I won't even say it was a challenge. It was a search, but because we had it in our mind to do it, we found a way, didn't we? We found a way.
And that's, I think, it's just the nature of how things was back then. It wasn't something that was popular, so it wasn't, a large variety of places or things to purchase. But as time passed, then people became more interested in health. And so that's what I believe why things grew in such a rapid pace as it has now. Stark difference from back then to now.
But you know what's interesting? even with this explosion of resources for health and wellness, 2.7% of this USA practice a wellness lifestyle. 2.7%, that's low with all of these resources. So what that tells me is that the majority of the US population has a mindset that does not gravitate towards wellness.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I'm finding, I don't know about you, there's a lot of people that are in a contemplation phase of change, but they don't really know how to make that change. And that mindset portion of it is critical because, again, you and I did this when it wasn't those types of options, and we did not have a cheerleading team encouraging us. It was just you and I with a desire to be well and to live well. And I think that's a good, with that in mind, I like to share with our audience just a brief definition of what the wellness mindset is. And I think it encompasses in a synopsis way of what it really means. So by definition, a wellness mindset is the attitude and approach that allows someone to actively and consistently pursue or maintain a lifestyle that supports their overall health. I'm going to hit them again with it, okay? You ready? By definition, a wellness mindset is an attitude and approach that allows someone to actively and consistently pursue or maintain a lifestyle that supports their overall health. And you know what's really exciting about reading this? That I'm comfortable to say that that's me. And I'm comfortable to say that's you. Because we've been consistent. I remember having created our own baby food for our children. I remember that. I remember those days we weren't getting Gerbers and, the things out of the can or the jar. We were making it for our children,
By that time, it was more of an adventure and exciting time. But my journey started with having a desire for better health. Growing up being a sickly child. And I had a desire for better health. I just didn't know. I didn't have the tools or the information to pursue it. And so once I came across something, it was really exciting and transformative and propelled me forward. And once I started feeling the difference, then it made me want even more.
Gave you more motivation.
More motivation. And then it was exciting and a new journey.
Yeah.
That was. And so by the time we got to the baby food, it was like, let's see what more can we do.
That was a new adventure. Totally new adventure.
What else? It was like, you don't have to buy baby food. You can make it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that was.
What I like about what you said is that, you as growing up, you didn't have good health, but you had a mindset, you decided, you chose, and that you wanted to be healthy. Yeah. So when you have a mindset, you don't even have to have the skill set, the tool sets. You don't even know how.
Right.
But when you make up your mind that I'm going to be healthy, that I want wellness, the Creator opens up opportunities for you. seeking you shall find, knocking it should be open. That seeking and knocking is in our minds. Even with me, I began to notice at a very young age the correlation between what I ate and how I felt. Mm-hmm. And I did not like not feeling good. I did not like that lethargy. I did not like that the blah feeling. And I noticed it was a direct correlation between the things that I was eating and how I felt after I ate it. Mm-hmm. And I decided that I did not want those ups and downs. I wanted to enjoy life and I wanted to be healthy. And I began to think about it, and I began to choose in my mind that this is really what I want to do. And I made up my mind that, that I was going to do it. I set my mind to it. So let's I got a couple of just questions I like to ask in behalf of our audience, so to speak. So question. So how do you get the right wellness mindset? How do you get the right wellness mindset? How would you how would you answer that question? So we're talking about a wellness mindset. Then the question is, how do you get it? How do you get it?
How do you get it? That's a good question. For me personally, it started with a desire.
A desire.
You have to want it.
Wow.
You have to want it.
You have to want it. You have to have a desire.
Yeah.
So why did you want it? What are some of the reasons why you want it?
In the beginning, I wanted it because I had a desire to have better health.
Great. Great. Okay.
And then as time moved forward, once I started having children, I had a desire that I wanted them to be healthy. I didn't want them to have to go through the things that I went through.
Great.
As a kid.
So I tell you what we'll do then. With that question, how about we take this time? Let's give them some action steps, some bullet points that they can kind of, if they're taking notes, because students take notes, and some bullet points.
The reason why I say that too is because not everybody wants it. Because it's going to take work. Not everybody want to put the work in to get the results. Because it's so easy to take a pill and so easy to just, be status quo instead of just doing things that may take you out of your way or take more time. So
that's true. And you know what? You're right. Most people are not willing. They settle. They're comfortable, and I want to change that. I want to make people feel uncomfortable.
Well, the government wants to change it too, because the high percentage of healthcare costs. They would like us Americans to be more healthy.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Do you really think so? It's too much money to be made in this. You think they really want people to be healthy?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I might have to disagree with you on that one. I'm sorry.
You disagree?
I ain't down with you on that one. I done rode with you down to the altar. I done traveled around the world with you. But we got to part ways on this one. We got to agree to disagree on that one. I think there is a problem. I think there is a problem.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, sickness makes a lot of money. At the end of the day,
true.
It makes a lot of money. It makes a lot of money. But it's a problem.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a problem. I agree with that. I agree with you. I give you that one.
You don't have to agree.
I give you that one. I have to, because they may think we after the episode we back there. You disagree with me on live television and on the audio podcast that's gonna go around the world.
On some levels, I mean, of course, it's a business,
Yeah,
and they're about making money, but it's a burden, a global burden.
true.
That
That's true.
That healthcare costs is really escalated and continue to escalate.
And will continue.
And that's why we have some problems with the insurance and things like that being unaffordable, and
yeah, it makes it harder for people.
Yeah,
because really it's sick care. It's not really true health care. It's dealing with people's sickness. So we talk about, this is why this work here is so important. This is why I'm changing how my lifestyle is, that has been more on a one-to-one, working with individuals, to a one-to-many, because of this crisis that is facing. And all of us have a purpose in this life, and I really know with the utmost clarity that one of the reasons that God placed me on this planet is to aid people in their health and their wellness. And this is something I will do until I take my last breath, or my Savior comes through the clouds to take me home. So let's just kind of look at this real quick, some action steps, because people like how to. One of the things that I share with my clients, and you as well, is what's your why? What's your why? For me, I had why motivators that were strong. And these why motivators, for those of you who are listening very clearly, these why motivators can't be, I want to get rid of my diabetes. I want to get rid of my hypertension. I want to lose weight. Because once you reach it, often we revert back to where we were, because we reached that goal, It has to be something that you don't really reach, but you continue to aspire to, I think I've discovered that wellness is a journey. You never get to the point where you say, I made it, For us, we're getting older. And as we navigate, our chronological ages, we begin to make adjustments to have the optimal health that's possible within our age ranges, So, having that why motivator is so important. A couple of why motivators that I'll throw out for me, and you can give some of yours, is I thought about the future, and I wanted to have optimal health at every season of my life going forward. One of my motivators also was I did not want to be a burden on my children as I got older. I wanted to enjoy my grandchildren, have health and vitality to play with them. And I began to add layers to those why motivators, like, for example, being married to you. Most of the time men are not mindful of their health. They neglect it, and the wives have to take care of them. I did not want to do anything that would impede your happiness by imposing sickness upon myself because not choosing to be well. So I had a why motivator. I thought about you, and I thought about how it would affect you. So it was a why motivator that encouraged me to continue to take good care of myself, so I can enjoy you and you can enjoy me at every season of our life. I don't know what's going to happen to us. Things can happen. But when you don't choose, life chooses for you. And I want to make sure that I make the right choices. And I want to be here for you in the best possible way. That was one of my greatest why motivators, once, we develop a relationship together. But I had multiple ones, didn't want to get sick, wanted to live well, Wanted to, have a good quality of life with my children as I got older and my grandchildren, and the best quality of life with you throughout every season of my life. Yeah. How about you?
My why was just simple. I just desire better health.
That was strong for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I look at it as without health, you can't do anything.
It's true.
I mean, you need health to do every aspect of your life. You can't do anything without health.
All is wellness.
So that's my why.
Yeah.
So,
that's true. So the why motivator has to be greater than the disease, greater than the sickness. I like to compare it to the greyhound dogs. You ever seen them race? If you haven't, they run with the greatest intensity, and they're chasing a mechanical rabbit, and they've never caught this rabbit. But every time they race, they run with all their might, their soul, and their strength. Back in the day when we were little, growing up in the inner city, they would say booking it. Those dogs be getting it, boy. They be running hard, but they never catch the rabbit. I want to be like the greyhound. You never see them just say, hey, I never caught the rabbit, so I'm not going to run. The joy of running, and for me, wellness is a joy to run, It's a joy. And, you got to have that kind of motivator that's out there that it keeps you going. And what's really great for me is now I have 2 grandchildren, and I have the vitality to enjoy them. So that kind of segue into the next action step or PowerPoint.
I wanted to make one more point.
Sure.
Our family, my side of the family, they don't live very long, and I wanted to also prolong my life as much as possible. They 70. I don't even think they made it to 70.
Wow.
Yeah. So maybe with the exception of my aunt, but she still died at an early age. So, and on both sides, my mother and my father's side, they don't live very long. Yeah. So I want to
break that cycle.
See how long. Yeah, break the cycle. See if I can live longer than most people in my family.
So you're talking also legacy, because most of your family, most of them, they didn't die. It's natural causes.
No.
Right. It was diseases.
Yeah, disease. At an early age.
At an early age.
Before you would say, and then make it to 70, 80, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I never really thought it was possible for me to be an old lady, live old lady.
See, be an old lady. Right. See, that's deep. That's really deep right there. So, we have to talk about this, right? Mm-hmm. Because, you see in life, a father's a doctor, and then one of the children aspires to be a doctor because they see their mother, the father, as a doctor. And so what you're telling me, you saw, your family, and the legacy that they left you was a legacy of an early demise. Yeah. So it created a picture in your mind that same thing was going to happen to you. And you know what's powerful about that when we talk about mindset is that if you formulate that picture, that's what you're going to receive. As he thinketh in his heart, so is he. So, but what's really, really, really powerful about what you just said, even though your family left you a legacy of sickness and disease, dying before their time, even with all of that, you came to a point where you said, not for me. I want something better for myself.
Yeah.
I want something. And that's, I hope that those who are watching I hope that'll be a takeaway for them to have something better, because I think for a lot of people, for most of us, we think that that's the normal. We think, grandma had sugar, daddy had a stroke,
Yeah.
and you kind of get, sickness becomes like a normal thing. Death becomes a normal thing, even though we cry and we're hurt. Dying before our time and dying with sickness and disease is what's to be expected.
Yeah, I think too is a lot of it is due to miseducation or a lack of understanding of health. Because we say, well, I have to have the same diseases of my parents or my family.
Yeah, that old genetic thing is strong.
Yeah, genetic, yeah, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, and that also deals with mindset, but it deals with a sick mindset. So, you're thinking that you won't take responsibilities for your actions. You believe that this is, we want to give an excuse other than the potato chips and the cookies, and the candy bars. We won't blame us on that. It's easy to say. It's easy to say it's genetics.
Yeah.
It's them genes. give me another crack of that Kit Kat bar, because it's genes. But no, it's easier for us to kind of put it on something else. But and that shapes our mindset. How but we want to have a wellness mindset. And one of the ways of developing a wellness mindset, in my experience, what has helped me to be successful over 20 plus years of living a wellness lifestyle, is that why motivator. And then I would say having a vision for your health. So my early 20s, we started in our early 20s. And back then, I created a picture in my mind of what health and wellness looked like at 50. So now I'm 53. And I'm actually living what I dreamed about in my 20s. So when our grandchildren come over and I'm running and I'm playing with them, I visualized that when I was in my 20s. Because I didn't want to say, I didn't want to be at, not having the vitality to run. And children, you got to have some energy. Mm-hmm. You have to have some to keep up with them and to deal with them. And I made up my mind that, in the future, I wanted to have that kind of vitality, that I would not be energy deficient to not enjoy my grandchildren. Mm-hmm. And to live this now is because I created a vision. And you didn't say it, but you had a vision for your health. And even though it was the antithesis of what you saw with your family members, you said, I don't want this, I want that. I want something, I want a different option. So for me, it was that vision. And so I would like to share with our audience is that you have to create a vision for your health. And you have to have some clarity. You have to really sit down and meditate and think about how you want your health to be. Because that's so important, because all around you is going to go against where you want to be. And you have to focus on that. You have to focus on it.
That's one thing I start my clients off with, is creating a vision.
Creating a vision, that's what you start with your clients?
Yes, creating a vision.
Yep, that's powerful. Creating a vision, having that focus, having that clarity. And I had clarity, I had focus, I knew what I wanted. So when certain things came around me to try to offset that vision, I was locked in. And the more I did it, the less all of the blah, blah, blah around me, or if you would say the temptations around me, It didn't move me because I wanted this so bad. And I created that focus and having
to be able to see yourself doing it as well.
And that's part of focus. Seeing yourself doing
Seeing
it.
yourself doing it.
You know, they say that people practicing visualizing shooting the basket, and then they have another person who actually practices shooting the basket, free throws, who clears shooting 3 free throws. The ones who visualize themselves shooting the free throw, hitting the free throw, did better than the ones who actually literally did it. Shows you the power of the mind and focusing and visualizing and having a vision. And I don't think most people truly entertain visions as they should, or, you know, having a dream or vision of what their health should be, because there's so many distractions, you know, with so many fillers, so much entertainment. But hopefully this podcast would inspire individuals to have a vision. So what I want you to do is to take a piece of paper. I want you to write, you know, the wellness mindset. Number 1, what's your why? And list your whys. It could be, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just start writing it down. And also, what's your vision? You know, successful people have vision boards. What's your vision for your health? Okay. And as we go into other episodes, we'll break down the 8 areas of wellness and kind of be dealing with how to, you know, improve upon those and invest in those so you can have balance and have happiness. But right now, when it comes to your physical health, what is you got to write down what your focus, what your vision is, what your vision is for your health. What is your vision for your health? And let's go down to our last one that we'll conclude with this, unless you want to, you know, add to that vision for your health. But lastly, I'd like to talk with you and with our audience about positive self-talk.
I just want to say one thing about the vision. There are steps that you can take to create a vision.
Okay.
Or think about that. And we can talk more about that at another time.
Ooh, you're going to put that teaser out there. You're like,
how to really...
I want some of that. What is it?
You know, create a vision. And it's steps
to it?
To it, yeah.
All right, so what you're telling me we have to do...
But you can just overall thinking about it just to get yourself, you know, acclimated to doing it. And then...
Right. Hold us to that.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important to know. So right now they're just going to have a general, how they want, you know, how they want. And then in the later episodes, we'll give them more detail. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Sound like a plan. So let's end with the positive self-talk as it relates to the wellness mindset. So we talk about positive self-talk, and I'll just throw this out to initiate the conversation. You want to affirm your wellness through positive self-talk, you know, and I would say to myself, I would say things like, you know, I will be well, you know, I'm fit, you know, I'm strong, you know, I would say positive things. You know, most people always say kind of negative things. You know, oh, the knees ain't what they used to be. That back ain't what, oh, we getting old, you know, and I don't talk like that. I had to realize that, you know, death and life is in the power of the tongue. So positive self-talk is important. You know, what happens if a person is overweight, they will affirm themselves in that obesity. You know, or if a person they have diabetes, they will affirm themselves. They'll talk about it, and they'll talk about that diabetes like it's their girlfriend, like it's their wife, like they're married to it. You know, they'll talk about that hypertension like it's a darling friend. But if you keep affirming what you have and where you are, that's where you're going to be. But if you speak life and start speaking and affirming and talking in the wellness, from a wellness perspective, from a positive perspective, and you start creating a positive mindset, your brain starts responding to this stimulus that is propelling you in a direction that that you should be. You know, one text I consider, you know, the Bible a health book. You know, one thing that I take from it in the book of Amos. Oh no, I'm sorry, Joel 3:10. It's in Joel 3:10. It says, "Let the weak say, I am strong." Right?
Yeah.
They're weak. But the Creator said, you know, don't say you're weak. Say you're strong. So one of the things I say with the when I'm consulting is that, you know, I'm overcoming my diabetes. I'm overcoming hypertension. I'm overcoming obesity. I'm overcoming these things instead of claiming them as your own. You know, letting the sick say, I'm well. So positive self-talk is very, very important. Any insight you would like to share from that perspective?
Positive self-talk is very powerful. We are accustomed to being negative, having a negative
Ouch!
mindset.
Wait! I gotta recover from that one. You trying to tell me that we're accustomed to being negative?
Yeah, it's part of our.
You gonna let her get away with that? She just told you that you're accustomed to being negative. You gonna let her get away with that?
We hear a lot of negativity each day. You know, not only from people that we associate with, but from television and news and all of that. So we're accustomed to hearing negative, and that promotes more negativity.
And I would say that
So we would have to train our minds, ourselves, to be more positive and talk positive to ourselves and a positive about overcoming or not connecting ourselves to a disease because we are not, diabetes is not who we are. You know, it's something that we're, you know, challenged with, but it's not who we are. We don't have to let it dictate our lives or, you know, succumb to it. So,
wow.
yeah. And they often, in the medical field, sometimes they call their patients by their condition.
Ooh.
We don't want to be.
And you know that personally because you worked in the healthcare system.
Yeah.
Diabetes. It's your appointment.
Condition.
High blood pressure. You can come with me. Follow me. That's
so that can.
That's negative. Yeah. But let's kind of touch on most of us, despite what's going around us, most of us are negative about everything.
And I had to come to a reality about that for myself. Yeah, I was negative. Yeah. It feels so liberating to be more positive.
It is. Yeah. It's freedom.
Freedom, happier.
It's much better on the nervous system.
Yeah. I mean, we're not trying to eliminate all negativity out of our life because negativity is important. But because we're so bombarded by so much negativity, we need to add positivity. Yeah. There's a ratio for the amount of negativity to positivity.
Yeah, and negativity constructively.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's
because
not
negativity can save your life. It can flight or flight.
true.
Can save your life. So we're not
So you're
saying
talking
that
balance.
totally.
Yeah.
Yes, we need a balance.
It won't totally remove, but how you manage it is with a positive self-talk, which is a positive mindset.
Yes.
And one thing that I have personally when it comes to my wellness, I have a positive view of it, and it really has benefited me. And I hope that our listeners, as well as our viewers, will take that as a takeaway, and and even start off. One thing that they can do, even right now, is whatever they're dealing with, they don't have to claim it. They can affirm that they are overcoming it. And even that way of talking causes the whole immunity of the body to change. The circulation improves. The nervous system improves. Just that shift in how one thinks and speaks creates wellness. Yeah. So I want to encourage us to move in those areas. So let's kind of recap and review. Got your paper. What you're going to write in that paper is wellness mindset. Here are some action steps. What's our why motivator? Write down several of them. Number 2, create a vision for your health. Right? Mm-hmm. You're going to write down what you want. I want you to write down specifically what you want your health to be like and your wellness to be like. And then lastly, we're going to start practicing positive self-talk. And it will be some challenges because we've done the negative self-talk so long each and every day. But once you choose to make this a part of your appetite and you continue to apply it and check it when it rises, then what will happen is it becomes the natural flow of what you do. And the thing about the positive self-talk is that, as I mentioned before, it in and of itself creates wellness. The Creator said, the words that I speak, they are spirit and they are life. So when we speak with positive self-talk, it creates life. So those are our 3 takeaways for you.
It's healing.
It's healing.
To
it's
be
healing.
More positive.
To be more positive. Having a why is healing. Having a vision for your health and wellness is healing. And then positive self-talk is healing. It creates that wellness mindset. And 90% of health and wellness is how we think. Because how we think directly affects how we feel. It directly affects how we act and react. And it directly affects what the results will be in our lives. And if we can tap into that wellness mindset, we can begin to navigate ourselves towards optimal health and optimal healing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I've enjoyed you, darling.
Thank you.
That's a positive self-talk right there. I enjoyed you. This is really great. We just took time to pour into people, and we didn't have this.
No. Absolutely.
No. So we understand what it's like, and we know where you are, but we know where you can be. And we want you to stick with us as we take you from sickness to wellness, from negative self-talk to positive self-talk. Follow us as we take you down a journey to have wellness in every area of your life. Until next time, be strong, be well, and be healthy.